Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your NFL Fade the Public video for Sunday, October the 2nd. Week 4 of the NFL season is here. We're going to keep fading the public. I'm going to let you know the most public sides in the NFL for Week 4 in this video for free, along with my analysis and my recommendations on how to approach those games in just a moment. Quick reminder, we started off this week with another Fade the Public winner on Thursday night. Gave you the Miami Dolphins here as a very public underdog, and they, of course, lost and failed to cover against the Bengals. That means fading these most public sides so far this season is now 11-3 here on this video. That's 79% fading the most public sides each week. For those of you that are new to the video, the concept is simple. When the public is heavy on one side, that means you get line value going the other way, and you normally want to look the other way. Now, it's not an automatic play against. The public isn't always wrong, but it's a good filter, a good factor to use in your handicapping arsenal. And once again, it cashed on Thursday night with the Bengals, fading the Dolphins as a public dog, and now 11-3, 79% on all plays and additional leans I've given you here on this video the first 3+ weeks. Going to give you the rest of Week 4 here, Sunday, Sunday night, and Monday night football. That's right. And the England-London game. Man, we got some high-profile games. Had that Thursday night game. Also got 3 of the biggest national TV games for Sunday and Monday in this video. That's all coming up free here in just a moment on WagerTalk TV. Quick reminder, October is here, and that means it's the best month of the season to be an all-sports, all-access subscriber at WagerTalk.com. And the reasoning is simple. It's the only time of year you get every major sport going at once. Of course, college and pro football is here. Baseball's still going. The playoffs start next week. World Series around the corner. NBA pro basketball starts in about a week. NHL pro hockey starts next week. College basketball, less than a month away. Hey, look, this is the time to have an all-access, all-sports subscription, and the offer's never been better. It's quite simple. Not even a promo code needed. Go to my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get the rest of the year, the rest of 2022, the next 3 months, for less than $7 a day. That's every sport, every play, every day for less than $7 per day. You know, everyone gets excited for $9 Monday. Those are single plays for $9. You're getting every day, all sports for less than $7. Everyone loves $2 Tuesday at WagerTalk.com. Well, think about it. I average 2 to 3 best bets a day in all sports. If you're getting them for less than $7 a day, that's working out to about $2 to $3 per play, and that's every play every day for the next 3 months. Go get it right now. It's a fantastic offer, and we are red hot. 24-11 all sports run. NFL 12-3, 80% the last 3 weeks. Make some money on a consistent basis and save big this weekend with that all sports, all access special the rest of the year for just $7 a day. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. All right, let's look at the most public plays in the NFL. We're going to start with the early game on Sunday. It's the London game, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific for you West Coast risers, 3:30 a.m. for my Hawaiian viewers. And for those of you over in England going to the game, it'll be a 2:30 p.m. game. So Kirk Cousins does not have that dreaded primetime jinx because technically it's a morning game on his body clock. All jokes aside, though, Minnesota obviously did not look good against Philadelphia in that primetime game a couple weeks ago. They did bounce back, barely, beating the Lions last week, 28-24. However, they did not cover that game. So back-to-back weeks, they have not covered the point spread. New Orleans, meanwhile, has not covered all season. 0-3 against the spread. Back-to-back straight-up losses against Tampa and Carolina as a favorite last week. So not a surprise that the public wants nothing to do with the Saints. And oh, by the way, Andy Dalton is likely to start at quarterback for Jameis Winston, who is injured. So Minnesota Vikings are looking like a pretty public side on Sunday in the England game early at 9:30 Eastern. That's in London. And once again, this line opened. The look-ahead line was going to be -1 a week ago. Went up to 2.5. And now that Jameis Winston is listed as doubtful to play, the line has hit that key number of -3 on Friday as we headed into the weekend. Maybe even get a 3.5. I've seen some -3s, -120. But right now it's 3 across the board. So, you know, this is why fading the public works long-term, because we do get line value. And it's gone from 2.5 up to +3 now, a very key number. There's about a 9% chance the Vikings win by exactly 3 points. So there is a little bit of line value now with the Saints at +3 or more. And keep an eye on this. You might find a 3.5 by Sunday morning, but keep in mind it kicks off early, 9:30 a.m. Eastern in London. The other public play on the daytime card, the early daytime card, goes at 1 o'clock Eastern, and that's the Dallas Cowboys, currently -3 to 3.5. Public is pretty heavy on the Cowboys this week. And it's more of a fade of the Washington Commanders, my former Washington Redskins, who have been just awful for a while now, really awful ever since Daniel Snyder took over several decades ago. And the Commanders looked especially bad last week against the Eagles. Miserable offense, barely gained over 3 yards per play. They were losing big until some garbage points late in the game. And Washington overall came out with a 24-8 loss against the Eagles. Hard to imagine they fix their offensive problems, but this is not a good spot for Dallas. In fact, if you look at the schedule here, one of those spots you would circle and say, hey, look, it's a play against spot for the Cowboys. They're coming off back-to-back straight-up underdog wins with a backup quarterback. The first one was a couple weeks ago, and you'll remember right here in the video, the Cincinnati Bengals were the most public favorite in Week 2. They lost outright. The Cowboys pulled the outright underdog win as a 7-point dog, and then they followed it up with a big divisional Monday night win in New York this past week as a slight underdog, 23-16. So back-to-back straight-up dog wins, and now laying a field goal at home is not a good setup. Problem is, do we trust the Commanders to turn things around offensively? Now, they did put up 55 points in weeks 1 and 2 against Jacksonville and Detroit. They have not been able to run the ball, though. They've had 88 rushing yards or less in each of their 3 games this season. Carson Wentz looked decent, actually, against Jacksonville and Detroit. Did not look so good against his former team. Maybe they had his number. We'll find out here. And we'll see, more importantly, if Dallas is ready to play. Cooper Rush has been pretty serviceable. He's had good numbers so far this season. And keep in mind, he made one start last year at Minnesota, primetime Sunday night game, and won that game outright as a dog. Of course, looked good against Cincinnati and was serviceable once again against New York on Monday night. So not a good spot for Dallas, but the public is big on him this week. Currently -3, -120. I have seen a couple 3.5s out there as we head into the weekend. So by Sunday afternoon when this kicks off, there might be more 3.5s. So if you like Dallas, I would recommend taking the -3 now. If you like the Washington Commanders, definitely wait. You might get a +3.5 by kickoff. And once again, about a 9 to 10% chance Dallas wins this game by exactly 3 points. A very key number, the most key number in all of sports betting, 3-point favorites in the NFL. All right, one other daytime game goes at 4 o'clock Eastern Sunday. It's the late afternoon game between Arizona and Carolina. And I was a little surprised to see this one. Not that the public's going to back Carolina, but I was surprised the public's backing Arizona in this game. But the Arizona Cardinals are a public play. They're the most public late afternoon play on Sunday in the NFL. And you can even make a case this is technically a public dog, which is ding, 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 red flag alert, right? You know when there's a public dog, we always pay attention because those are especially bad long term. And we even have a line move in this game. You could even say there's a sharp square divide in this game. And that was a lot of things that pointed to Cincinnati on Thursday night because Miami qualified as a public dog, yet the sharp money had pushed the line higher. Same situation here. We have a public dog with Arizona and a sharp square divide as the pro money looks like it's been coming in a little bit on Carolina. Not sure I agree with that move, though. I still think Carolina's a flawed team. Arizona was going to be a 3-point favorite over a week ago before these teams played last week. And then Arizona's offense really struggled against the Rams, who once again are the defending Super Bowl champs. So let's not forget that's not a bad team they struggled against. And they also were coming off that overtime game against the Raiders. So a little bit of a flat spot for Arizona last week, and it showed as they did not play well offensively. Kyler Murray is struggling this season, no doubt about it. But I think he's taken a little bit of a step down in class now against this Carolina Panthers squad that just pulled the upset against New Orleans, but benefited from a 3-0 turnover deficit, or advantage rather. And that's something I forgot to mention about the Saints earlier. The Saints have had tremendous turnover problems, and that can often make teams look a lot better or worse than they really are. The Saints have had 8 turnovers and only forced 1 in their last 2 games. They've lost both straight up in ATS. Once again, the public is fading them this week. They're on the Vikings. But it works both ways. Carolina also had the turnover edge last week in that win, 3-0. So it wasn't quite as impressive as the scoreboard would indicate. And once again, the public is backing Arizona, so we'll see if they're right in this one. Keep in mind, the public's not always wrong, and I actually don't disagree with them in this game. I think Arizona is the preferred side in this one. Even though Kyler Murray has not looked great, I think they're the better team still. And now that it's gone from -3 to +1, I actually think there's a little bit of value with the Cardinals. And keep in mind, one of the premises with Fade the Public is that we get line value. This is that rare example, actually, where the line's gone the other way. So I'm not so sure I'd be ready to jump on board and fade Arizona here. Public likes Arizona. I don't disagree. That goes at 4 o'clock Eastern on Sunday afternoon. Huge game on Sunday Night Football between the Chiefs and Buccaneers, and we do have a public side in this Sunday night game. I'm going to get to that in just a moment for you. Quick reminder, though, that Sunday is the last chance to save big for the rest of the 2022 All-Sports season at WagerTalk.com. Get every sport every day for less than $7 a day for the rest of the year. No promo code needed. Check out my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. You know, everyone gets excited for $9 Monday or $2 Tuesday. $7 per day for the rest of the season is even better because I average 2 to 3 plays a day. That's working out to just about $2 to $3 per play for the rest of the year. Red Hot All Sports 24-11 run the past few weeks. NFL's just been incredible. 12-3, 80% NFL start the last 3 weeks to this season. It's just been great in football, college and pro, and Major League Baseball. Playoffs start next week. Don't forget, though, the NBA starts in about a week. College basketball starts next month. This is the time to get on board. In fact, October is the only month of the season which you get baseball, basketball, and football all at the same time. There's never been a better time to be an all-sports client, and there's never been a better time to make the purchase and save big when you do so. Take a long-term investment approach. Start this weekend right now. I've got a powerful NFL card for Sunday. Also got the Monday night winner loaded right now. Check it out. No promo code needed the rest of the year for less than $7 a day. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Big game on Sunday night in Tampa Bay. Super Bowl 55 rematch from this same venue a couple years ago, which the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs. But the public doesn't think that's going to happen again. The public likes the Kansas City Chiefs in this game on Sunday night. And it's not surprising to see public back in Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. They've been one of the most public teams in the league the past few seasons. But Tom Brady and the Bucs have been pretty public as well at times. So it is surprising to see the public fading Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And what's strange is both teams are 2-1 straight up. Yet the Chiefs are just 1-2 against the spread. The Buccaneers are actually 2-1 against the number. They've made money for their backers this year. So strange spot here to see the public on Kansas City heavy. And also we've seen a little bit of a reverse line move in this game. You know, the public is back in Kansas City, yet they've gone from a 1-point favorite to pick them even a 1-point dog now in some spots. So a little bit of a sharp square divide in this game with Tampa and Kansas City. Part of the reason might be that the game is staying in Tampa. That was decided on Thursday. The Buccaneers did evacuate earlier in the week when Hurricane Ian was approaching. There was talk that they might move this game to the neutral field in Minneapolis since the Vikings are overseas in London. But that's not happening. They decided on Thursday to keep it in Tampa. Luckily, Tampa Bay was spared, not hit quite as hard as they thought. The storm went a little bit more south than Florida. Obviously, though, Florida was hit extremely hard. And our thoughts still go to everybody down there. This might be a little bit of a reprieve, though, for the fans and for the citizens of Florida to have a Sunday night game. And I think it will be a rallying call at home. So I think maybe that's one of the reasons we've seen a little bit of money come in on the Buccaneers now that we have more certainty of the situation in Tampa and that this game will be played on the Bucs' true home field. Of course, if the game was moved or rescheduled, all bets would have been void for Sunday anyway. They would have had to reset the line. But we have seen the line move towards Tampa. It's now pick 'em, whereas Kansas City was a slight favorite. In fact, if they go off as a dog, you could say Kansas City's a public dog in this game. So public likes Kansas City in this one. Tampa Bay did look bad offensively last week, but it actually was not Tom Brady's fault. In fact, on the season, Brady's quarterback rating is about 10 points lower than his career average over the last 20 years. But on Sunday, it was right in line with his career average, 98.4, as opposed to 87 and 93 the first 2 games of the season. So Brady did have a better game on Sunday, even though the Bucs have been shorthanded offensively in the month of September. We'll see if they can get healthy and get the big home win on Sunday night. The public likes Kansas City in this game. Some of the sharp money looks like it's on Tampa Bay here, as the sharps are fading the public. We have a big game for Monday Night Football. In fact, it's a rematch of the 2022 NFC Championship game earlier this year in the end of January as the Rams head to play the 49ers in San Francisco. Keep in mind, just about 8 months ago, the 49ers were up 17-7 heading into the fourth quarter in Los Angeles, and the Rams made a big comeback, outscored the Niners 13-0 in that fourth quarter to win 20-17, advanced to the Super Bowl in their home field, and eventually beat the Cincinnati Bengals. So this is a big revenge spot for San Francisco, yet the public is fading them this week, and the public is on the Rams. Ding, ding, ding. Red flag alert. This is actually a public underdog Monday Night Football, as the Rams, at least in the weekend, were plus 1.5. We'll see where it is by kickoff on Monday night, because obviously I think there'll be some public action on LA. But still, the Rams qualify as a public underdog this week. And I think the public isn't necessarily playing the Rams. It's more they're fading the 49ers after how bad that game was on Sunday Night Football. An 11-10 ugly loss at Denver last Sunday night. Everyone saw the game. In my opinion, it really set offensive football back a couple of decades. But it was also a little bit misleading because the Niners actually outgained the Broncos, but had a 3-0 turnover deficit, and they ended up losing 11-10, including a couple costly turnovers in that fourth quarter when they could have made the comeback. Keep in mind, they also outplayed the Bears back in Week 1, but had a 2-1 turnover deficit. They were up 10-0 in that game, could have gone up 17-0, didn't score again and got outscored 19 straight, but held Chicago to about 3.5 yards per play. So the Niners are better than their 1-2 straight up in ATS record this year. Rams, meanwhile, did not look good in first week against Buffalo, who's the best team in the NFL. Stafford did not have a good game against the Buffalo Bills. He had very limited, obviously, in the summer and the preseason. Got off to that slow start with an ugly 3-interception game, a 63 quarterback rating. But Stafford's looked really good the last 2 weeks with a 101 and 103.5 quarterback rating against Atlanta and Arizona. Obviously a step up in class now, though, facing the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo will start again this week for the Niners. He, of course, came in relief in the middle of week 2 against Seattle at home. Early in that game when Trey Lance was injured, he finished with a 100 quarterback rating, a nice effort there. He actually played better than the scoreboard would indicate last week, an 81.2 rating at Denver, and he's averaged exactly 7.3 yards per pass in both games so far this season. He'll make the start again on Monday night, and keep in mind, these were the two quarterbacks last year when these teams played in the NFC Championship game, not last year, earlier this year in January last season. And the Rams, of course, came back, as I said, to win 20-17, 13 straight unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Rams had a 25-16 first down edge. They had over a 100-yard yardage edge, which was misleading, though, because some of that came in catch-up time in the fourth quarter. The Niners actually had a 5.6 to 5.2 yards per play edge. So even though the Rams had more yards, the Niners theoretically were more efficient on a yards per play basis. So it was a tight game last year in LA. And if you recall, it seemed like there were more 49er fans in that stadium than Ram fans, and now they'll have a substantial home field advantage for Monday Night Football. But the public doesn't care. They're fading the Niners, and they're backing the Super Bowl champs as a dog. LA Rams, a public underdog for Monday Night Football that kicks off Monday at 8:15 Eastern. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell for instant alerts when my Fade the Public videos go live each and every week. By the way, it's fitting that we're finishing Monday Night Football with the public dog on the Rams because we started week 4 with the public dog on the Dolphins. Of course, I gave you that special bonus video with Thursday Night Football. And don't forget that sandwiched in between this entire week 4 schedule. And these are the Rams will actually be the 6th public dog this year here on this video, as we had 4 of them in week 2, all 4 lost. And then, of course, the Dolphins lost Thursday night as a public dog. Rams are the 6th public dog so far this year in the first 4 weeks of the NFL. We'll see how it turns out on Monday Night Football. Once again, like, subscribe, hit that bell for instant alerts when these videos go live. And most importantly, leave me a comment below. I love all the comments. I read each and every one of them, and I reply back. Thanks for your support. Let me know your thoughts on Monday Night Football and all the other big games this week, whatever sport it might be. October is here. It's the only time of year in which you can get every sport, football, baseball, and basketball in the same month. It's a great time to check out WagerTalk.com for an all-sports, all-access direct subscription. And don't forget, Sunday night is the last chance to save big, less than $7 a day with that all-sports special. The rest of the year for less than $7 a day, right now on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. If you like $9 Monday, if you like $2 Tuesday, those are great. Those are individual plays. You're saving even more with this all-sports special because I average 2 to 3 best bets a day, up to 4 to 5 best bets on a Saturday in college football, NFL Sunday. That works out to less than $2 per play sometimes per day. So once again, less than $7 a day for all sports is a fantastic offer. It's a great time to get on board and take a serious long-term investment approach and save big and play every sport every day. We are red hot, 24-11 all sports run. NFL has been incredible, 12-3, 80% the last 3 weeks. College and pro football are hitting on all cylinders. Baseball's been great all year. NBA right around the corner in about a week. College basketball starts in about a month. Now is the time to be an all access subscriber at WagerTalk.com. You can get a huge discount, but it expires on Sunday. Save big right now, less than $7 a day for the rest of the year. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Leave your comments below. I read every one of them. I reply back. Let me know your thoughts on the big NFL games this weekend and who you think where the public is right, where the public is wrong. Because once again, the public's not always wrong. So far this season, they're off to a slow start. 11-3 fading them after the first 3.5 weeks. We'll see how they do this Sunday and Monday. Once again, leave me your thoughts and comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon right here on Wager Talk TV. Best of luck.